Hello and welcome back to Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we kind of continued the fight with Arcueid versus Noelle, where it kind of didn't really amount to much. They just kind of clashed for a little bit, and Mario was also there controlling Noelle. But it kind of ended with just Mario confronting Arcueid, telling her that, yeah, she almost killed Shiki. Yeah, she almost sucked his blood, and yeah, you a hoe, go away. So she kind of leaves, and obviously Shiki's like, oh no, how could you do that? And then after discussing with Mario for a little bit, he's like, okay, yeah, fine, you saved me, but still, how could you do that? So Mario and Shiki kind of have a conversation about basically the situation. We learned more about the vampire that they're chasing, Michael Roa Valdamjong, I think, or something like that, and how, you know, how this person is essentially a reincarnating vampire, how they are most likely in the Tohno household, how they are most likely a male, and how it could be you. But after talking to him, they were like, yeah, it's not you. You're too much of a pansy, so we'll figure something else out. Go chase her girlfriend. So Shiki goes chases after Arcueid and finds her in this alleyway, the alleyway that he first met her, and it's covered in blood, and Arcueid looks super duper creepy, and he looks into her eyes and just kind of freaks the heck out, gets into locked in Shiki mode, and honestly does a lot of stuff for her, to her. And it's honestly very sus. I think this is one of the scenes I remember from the manga. And in the ending I chose, he kind of killed her and then died. So yeah, we're gonna choose the other option this time. So last time I chose simply wants her. This time I choose can't despise her. I mean, they're not mutually exclusive, but I can't do it. I can't make her cry again. Last time my headache made me feel this way, I killed her. Oh, last time my headache made me feel this way, I killed her. So no, not again. Yeah, remember the waifu. The best girl in this series, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, I've only done one route, or half a route. Even if it burns my brains to cinders, I won't defile Arcueid. His brain sounds like it's short-circuiting. I pull away from Arcueid. The headache dissipates and my heartbeat returns to normal. The clouds of violence clear from my mind, granting me full realization of what I was doing. I can hardly believe myself, but the memory is all too clear. I pushed Arcueid against the ground. I tightened my hand around her neck, and I was on the verge of running my knife through her body. And I'd sought out her flesh like a beast. What do I say to this? Arcueid readjusts her clothes as she gets back on her feet. How can I even start apologizing? Sorry isn't going to cut it. I did something deplorable, evil.
Arcueid, 俺は気にしないで。謝らなくちゃいけないのは私の方なんだから。
So I wonder if that was the effect of her mystic eyes or just her being a monster and Shiki wanting to kill a monster. I'm not sure. No, she's wrong. This was my fault. Like, the thing is, we did see her eyes and they were really bugging out. Who gives a shit about chronic anemia or never-ending dizziness? Neither of them matter. None of this would have happened if I weren't so fucked up.
シキは私の魔眼を見てしまった。抑えることなんてできるはずがない。
Oh, okay, so it was mystic eyes.
吸血鬼の目は魅了の魔眼だと言ったでしょ。見た人間の気持ちに関係なく、自分の虜にする呪い。だから気にしないで。シキが私に性的欲求を感じたのもその一環。
It is a weird way for his lust to manifest. Because he was doing a lot of creepy stuff, though. Maybe, it's like not just, you know, I don't want to use the word, but like not just sexual assault, but he was also like wanting to kill her. Is that what turned Shiki on? Or it's kind of weird because he was doing like a lot of stuff that, you know, just being captivated doesn't really provide the urge for. So,
直視の魔眼があっても、あなたは所詮人間だから。
Arcueid coolly clears me of all responsibility. That does beg the question, why was she using her mystic eyes on this? She was just killing a lot of zombies. Would they work on zombies? And why use it in a place where it can't really affect anyone? But I can't accept that. It's true that I went crazy the second I saw those golden eyes. That was nothing more than the trigger that set me off, though. It doesn't change the fact that in that moment, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, wanted to...
身勝手な勘違いはしないで。私、さっきは正気じゃなかったの。どうしようもなく乾いてて、自分じゃ解決できなかった。だから死者たちを見つけて発散した。あなたはそれに巻き込まれただけ。あなたの心とは関係なく、あなたの体を操ってしまった。
Release frustration. Damn. Okay.
公園でのことだって。あと少しで私は式を台無しにするところだった。
Pained silence overtakes her as she bites her lip. Though she doesn't speak a single word, I hear her apology clearly. Just seeing her so repentant is making my heart ache. It didn't feel like I was being controlled. Honestly, I think Shiki's right. It might have been the trigger. It might have been like what really caused all those feelings to come out. But at the end, this was the exact same way he felt. Or not exact, but like a similar way he felt when he first saw Arcueid. And Arcueid, well, Arcueid didn't use the mystic eyes on him. So at that time, the first time they met. So it's like, it's potentially something natural within him that kind of overtook him, with, you know, the mystic eyes being the trigger to overtake him. If anything, it felt like my true desires have been unleashed, like my mind was just following their lead.
Arcueid, 俺は謝らないで。シキ、これは事故よ。私も忘れるから、あなたも忘れて。そうした方が、お互いのためになるわ。
Ooh, this is real awkward. Is she just gonna leave? Arcueid whispers these words before quietly walking away. Her name catches in my throat. And though I want to reach out my hand to stop her, it refuses to move.
怖い思いをさせて、ごめんなさい。
Aww.
さよなら式。私たち、もう会わない方がいいよね。
Aww. She's gonna jump away, isn't she? And like that, she disappears from the dark alleyway. The last thing I saw was her forced smile. And then she turned and leaped, like a rabbit on the moon.
なんで?
Even if I gave chase, I'd never catch up. It's not like I'd have a way to stop her, even if I did.
なんでお前が謝るんだよ。
No, I think Arcueid's right here. Even though like a lot of stuff has happened and Shiki doesn't want her to leave, I think what happened tonight was a lot of her fault, unfortunately, including like almost sucking his blood, you know, after by, you know, just doing a prank. You know, sometimes pranks can go wrong, and that's exactly what happened. And the stuff afterwards, she was taking out her anger and frustration, and that kind of led her to her using her mystic eyes, which led to triggering Shiki. So unfortunately, I think Arcueid is technically in the fault here. Self-hatred and remorse gouge at my heart until there's nothing left. In the alley, the stage for this unspeakable tragedy, I gaze up at the white moon as if to repent. I think, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know the cycles of the moon, but I believe that is a waxing moon ritual. So what's Shiki gonna do now? Oh, I guess he's just gonna go home. All right. By now we should be on Blood Red Moon 2. I was kind of wondering, I don't know if anyone really would care, but I was wondering, would it be like, would it be weird to read the manga at the same time as this? I was wondering if I should retrace the manga, or not retrace, but reread the manga to see what differences there are between the manga and this route. Surely there are a lot of differences, and you know, new characters and whatnot, but I do remember people said that the Arcueid route is very faithful to the manga, and I kind of wonder, like, what exactly the differences are. So I'm like wondering, should I read the manga while also like continuing with this visual novel from here on out? I don't know. Let me know. But obviously, I probably won't read this until like several episodes later. But still, I would like, I would value your opinion if you know that'd be all right, or if you'd like to see that. It's morning. I feel for my glasses and put them on before I open my eyes. I didn't get home today. I guess there was no problem. The sky outside of the window is a beautiful, gentle blue. But no amount of sun could brighten my mood. The reason for my misery is obvious. I can't shake the image of her moonlit profile as she apologized to me. It's better for the both of us. What did she mean by that? Was she asking me to forget what I did to her in the alley? Or did she want me to forget all about her? Either way, that's not gonna happen. There's no way I could forget even a moment of our time together. Ah, no lines. I stared down at my hands. My fingers still recall the feeling of her body. Oh, the feel of her body, the smoothness of her skin. The way she felt cool to the touch, yet warm at the same time. Now all I've got are regrets. If she decided to kill me back then, I wouldn't have begrudged her one bit. But despite my guilt, a selfish thought rears its head. Why couldn't I have more control over myself? When my fingers coursed her body, I was a little bit more than an animal. Had I possessed more of my senses, had I been more human, could have been. I bite back at my self-indulgent fantasies. Her gold eyes aren't what made me lose it. When was it that I started to feel this way? Ah, he knows he loves her. Without realizing it, without even knowing why, I've fallen for her. I felt like this for so long now. Maybe even from the moment she said she'd forgive me for the things I did to her. It was never about Roa to begin with. And I've been crazy about Arcueid since day one. Oh right, one thing to mention about last episode too is that we saw Roa for like less than 1 second as he fucking like shish kebabbed us. Ooh, that was cold. But now, it's probably for the best if we don't meet again. Actually, on that note about Roa, so like we saw Roa when we decided to go to the classroom. So technically by visiting that ending, we actually know where his base is, which is honestly super ballsy. He's at the classroom of a school, or not necessarily a classroom, but he's at the school. So that makes you wonder, like, we're gonna eventually go back there probably, but it also makes you wonder where he is during the day. Is he in like a basement? Is he in a place in the school that's not accessible to most people? Or do we just happen to bump into him there? Like, why was he at the school? Well, I can't stop thinking about how lonely her smile felt back then. It's too late. If I'd noticed sooner, I would have never made her feel that way. Are we gonna see Hisui? Did we get a call from the school being like, Shiki, you didn't go to school? The morning plays out as usual. Hisui comes to wake me up. Oh, yep. I find Akiya and Kohaku in the parlor. We exchange pleasantries before I head to school. The same mundane routine. This peace and quiet was what we put our lives on the line for. I should be happy. I didn't lose anything. You lost Arcueid. Yet I feel empty. Like a machine blankly following a pre-programmed commands. I perform my morning regimen before leaving for school. He lost his first love. The students near the gate look cheerful. As I pick up bits of conversation here and there, I realize everyone's chatting about their weekend plans.
そっか。今日は金曜日だったっけ?
Oh, today's Friday. I'm just gonna look over the flowchart just to double check. So we're on day 11. That means day 8. Wait, sorry. Day 11, so last Friday would be the 4th. That means Saturday would have been the 5th. And that means, wait, is that right? Would that mean day 5 is, yeah, okay, so day 5 is when we fought Vlove. Okay, just double checking. It's been a while, so. Okay, so today's Friday and the weekend's tomorrow. I've already confirmed this But I just, double confirming. This is the new school schedule where school is only from Monday to Friday. Gotcha. I was so caught up in the Hurricane Arcueid that I completely lost track of what day it is. You did take a lot of days off this week. We first met on a Friday morning, too. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's technically wrong. They met on Thursday afternoon, or when Shiki cut her into 17 pieces. She was right here, waiting for me by the crossing.
あいつ笑ってたんだよな。
A smile of pure hatred. From the very first day, she always had a smile on her face. Even as she was laying in ambush for her murderer, not once did she lose that mischievous glint in her eyes.
なんでだろうな。理由ぐらいは聞いてみたい。
But the chance to ask her has come and gone. There's no way I'll find her waiting for me in the park again. Oh, it sounds like he's given up. It's really sad. Not giving up, but he's like really down in the dumps, which kind of makes sense. I take my seat. There's 5 more minutes until homeroom. With nothing else to do, I idly look over the schoolyard from the window. Hey, Shiki? Nah, it's not gonna happen again.
おはようさん。ここんところ欠席が目立ちますが、ついに本気出してきましたか?
Oh, right. We did cut school yesterday. Arikiko, I don't know if I have time for your bullshit. I heave a long, drawn-out sigh. Normally, I'd exchange barbs with him, but I just don't have the energy for it today.
なんだよ、またえらく元気がないな。昨日は学校に来ない。来たら来たで抜け殻とはね。やだ。遠野がそんなんだと学校に来ても面白くもなんともない。
Arihiko slumps his shoulder in exaggerated motion.
悪いけど、今日は一人にしてくれ。いいだろう、俺なんかいなくても。お前には先輩がいるんだから。いや、むしろ俺がいない方がラッキーなんじゃないか。
Oh man, I guess the Arihiko CL quote-unquote ship is still a thing.
あ？先輩って、俺3年に知り合いはいねえけど。
Oh shit! They are doing this.
何言ってるんだお前。先輩は。
My sentence stopped short. Who? Who was I talking about again? Oh my god, they forgot about CL Sensei. Did I say Sensei? Senpai. They forgot about CL. Huh. When did they have the opportunity to wipe away her existence? Neither of us know any third years. That's really wild. When did that happen?
ついじゃまた昼飯時に。
And is Noelle here? Still? I mean, she's supposed to be our homeroom, right? Arihiko slips out of the classroom's back door. Oh man. Don't people have to pay for these schools? Oof. Just as he leaves, the door at the front opens to let in Miss Noelle. Or not. It turns out to be the homeroom teacher of the class next door. Oh, okay, so I guess the church just left. Noelle's not here anymore, it seems.
あれ、マクマ先生？ここ 2C ですよ。間違いました？
間違いじゃありませんよ。それがですね、皆さんのクラスの担任さんは今朝学校をお辞めになられたというか。
I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, because the thing is, we know Noelle works for the church, but why is the church abandoning its duties at the moment? The vampire is still loose. It's not like the problem has been resolved. The laid-back math teacher explains the situation in an apathetic tone.
嘘！ノエル先生いねえの？教師ってそんな簡単に辞められるものなんですか？1週間持たないとか自由にも程がある。
Oh, shit. I forgot. Yeah, everything is in the course of like a week or two. So Noelle technically, I mean, no, she lasted a week, but I think she was only here for technically like a total of like 6 days or 6 or 7 days.
やっぱビッチ系だったか、あの肉食。
Just some hoe. Maro's like, my man. Wails of despair erupt from the Noelle dedicated male fan club. It finally clicks in my head. In this place so far removed from everything, something as trivial as a teacher quitting forces me to face reality. It's really over. I'm really confused. Why are they saying it's over? The vampire's still alive. Shiki got shish kebabbed in another ending. Miss Noelle was only ever a substitute teacher to observe me. Or rather, the person she believed to be the vampire Roa. Oh. Yeah, fair, yeah. I did mention last time that Noelle was, kind of sus, but we kind of know the reason she was being sus is to, sniff out this vampire. It didn't occur to me that she became a teacher only to observe Shiki. I thought it was to observe a whole handful of students. But no, it seems like it was only for Shiki. And after basically verifying that he can't be Roa, she's like, yeah, I don't have to be in this school anymore. And she didn't do that until yesterday when Mario was like, yeah, he's not Roa. What are you on about? If she's gone, it means her work here is done. I'm now completely free from the whole vampire ordeal. Not a single thread connects me to it any longer. Ooh, that's what you think. So, I mean, there's still that unresolved question of, who and where is Roa? And from the details we know, it is a potentially, or most likely, a Tohno who is male. Classes end for the day. With tomorrow being Saturday, the students scurry out of off like an army of arachnids the second the final bell rings. I fulfilled all my scholarly obligations for today. The rest of the day is the time I can dedicate to myself. So Damn. We don't even have a choice. What should I be doing? I'm like a kite cut loose from its string. Gone is my obligation to protect this place. Gone is our mission to rid the city of vampires. I'm bereft of the one driving force that guided me for the past week. Who cares anymore? I might as well take a nap here. It'd be a perfectly sensible thing for an ordinary person to do. She's gone. Miss Noelle's gone too. Maybe I got myself in too deep with this vampire business. Ooh, yeah. It's been, despite the fact that, it was literally life-threatening for him this past week, it's also, the most exciting week of his life, where he's been very, very close to dying multiple times. He's also fallen in love, and he's also, just had the opportunity to really let loose in a way and, be himself around Arcueid, since he's always holding up a certain persona at school, even with Arihiko, even though it's a lot less. But now that he's experienced that, it's like, man, I can't go back, man. School just doesn't hit the same. The executor said that for humans, there's no such thing as a good vampire. And I really still believe she's good after seeing her like that. It'd be smarter to go home while you still can. This might be your last chance to pretend that you were never involved in any of this. The blonde-headed kid's warning resonates in my mind. Yeah, Shiki, look on the bright side. You can finally say goodbye to this vampire crap and go back to living a normal life. Oh, okay, there are two endings here. Pretend that none of this ever happened, or look upon reality in the end. I'll pretend none of this ever happened first. I'll just pretend it never happened. I feel like this should lead into a bad ending of something. Everything that occurred between now and the day I met Arcueid was just a dream. I need to stop thinking about her, to forget about her and the vampires infesting our city. What happens if... So flowchart, okay. He's like, yeah, that's right. It's like Mario said, I'm totally human. Ever since my accident 7 years ago, I've managed to live a life according to the moral compass of our society. I could just go back to doing that. I'd have nothing to lose if I did. Slowly going home, I guess. Oh, this is a new CG. Hold up. We never went to that hospital, that abandoned place that we kind of stopped for a second and we were like, yeah, no, this is not the right place, and we just left. Is that place gonna come back? They drew an entire CG for that. This is the place where they had the fight with Vlove, I'm assuming, because there's a lot of ice and, you know, people who died. So what am I doing here? I don't feel up for anything. Yet here I am, back in this place, about as empty as one of those zombies I swore to forget about. I stand in front of the disaster's ruins. 6 days have passed since the fire. The area is now completely silent. The ruins are little more than a cruel reminder of the tragedy that took place. Not a trace remains of the once popular park in front of the station. This place used to be so full of life. Full of people unknown to me, with whom I've never crossed paths. I never knew them, yet I can't just let it go. Yet I can just let it go, as I never knew them. It would be easy enough to absolve myself of any guilt, especially when I had no hand in this. If ignorance is a skill, then all humans are sinners. Oh, a skill? Sorry, I mean a sin. If insincerity is evil, then all of humanity is damned. So why should I hang my head here? I can't let myself lament the death of strangers. Mourning the dead out of my own arbitrary feelings of sadness is just wrong. Instead, farewells ought to be used to reflect our time with them. The tears we shed should honor their memory as well as their deeds. Tears or apologies born out of sorrow are nothing more than rituals we perform for our own selfish ends. That should mean I can just turn back and put this all behind me. Is this the mall or the department store? I think it might be. Or so I thought.
バカか、俺は。
Baga mitai. Despite everything, I can't seem to pull myself away. I shouldn't feel this sadness. I shouldn't feel this self-righteousness. At the end of the day, I should just be looking out for myself. And yet, I keep coming to the same conclusion. You can't just call it quits after you've lost it all. Once you've done everything you can, you should just let the curtain fall with your head held high. It feels like a stranger taught me that once upon a time. No, not a stranger! Footsteps echo behind me. I look over to see her. Oh, CL's here. A girl wearing our school uniform, though I don't recognize her face. I don't know what they did. Why does no one recognize her now? Does she have some magic on her? And while I feel like I should know her, I can't even recall her name. Oshiete!
こんにちは。あなたも献花に来たんですか？
いや、俺は。
Her eyes are locked onto the area in front of the barricade. This place is covered in bouquets. They rustle in unison, as if in remembrance of the dearly departed.
俺は自分を確かめに来ただけなんだ。
Making up his mind about ignoring everything or to confront it. So right now, oh, okay, we're here. What if? Okay, I know this is kind of weird, but I want to go back to see if this also leads to the what if option. So we were talking to CL. All right. This time we'll look upon reality in the end.
そうだな。ここが潮時だ。それは間違いない。
So is that just accepting everything? I can't see her again. How could I after what I did? But even so, I'm determined to fulfill my promise to her one last time. If I have the chance to come face to face with the things I couldn't do, I have to take it. And perhaps once I do that, I'll be able to put these emotions to rest. Okay, so we're gonna leave school, and is that gonna lead into also going back to that area? I think it might. So yes, it is. So we're back here. Okay, just confirming. So it wasn't too much more, admittingly. All right.
もう半分ぐらい答えは出た。結局、俺は。
In the end, he's found half of one, I guess? Okay. There's no way I can turn my back to these vampires. I can't forget about Roa. And I definitely can't forget about her.
やっぱりそうでしたか。困った人ですね、あなたは。
God damn it, Shiki, you should have chosen my route. She never once looks at me, nor do I look at her. It seems the polite thing to do for someone who came all this way to offer a warning to a stranger.
ロアを追うということは、彼女を追うということです。その意味が分かっていますか？
分かってます。どの道俺一人じゃ何もできない。
分かっていませんね。彼女を追ってもあなたは殺されるだけです。アルクエイド・ブリュンスタッドとはもうこれ以上あってはいけません。
それはどうして？
一度でも吸血衝動に負けた神祖はもう手遅れだからです。
They get hooked. They get addicted.
血を吸いたいという欲求は神祖にだってある。いえ、そもそも人間の血を吸いたいという欲求は神祖から人間に移されたもの。使徒は所詮人間の慣れの果てに過ぎない。私たち人間にとって正真正銘の怪物は神祖と呼ばれる始まりの吸血鬼。彼女にとってあなたは協力者である前に血液に過ぎません。
So she's saying that the origin of all this trouble are the true ancestors. They're the one who wanted blood in the first place, and as a result of sucking other people's blood, they made all the dead apostles. Dead apostles were originally human, but they were turned into dead apostles originally from the true ancestors. So they're technically the origin of all the problems that vampires have. And I mean, from her point of view, from CL's point of view, it's like, you know what? They're just, bad. And they probably only view humans as, blood banks, as, Arcueid, wanted to suck Shiki's blood, but we kind of know that she tried her damnness to stop that, to not do it, but...
始まりって、それはどういう？
考えたことがないとは言わせません。血を吸われたことで人間が吸血鬼化するのなら、その根源、大元にあたる初めから吸血鬼だった存在がいることを、この生命としての系統樹が異なる吸血種を神祖と言います。
Does that mean we can call Arcueid mommy?
人間の血なんて必要なく、人たちと同等、いえ、それ以上の超越能力を持つ者たち。彼女はその神祖と呼ばれる一族の王族なんです。
True ancestor royalty, damn.
彼らには身分階級がありませんから、王族というのは正しくはありませんけど。
I'm a little taken aback. That was quite the revelation. Since she'll do or say things completely devoid of common sense, I've jokingly been calling her a princess, but never did I imagine she'd actually be one. Really? Oh, okay. I guess maybe Shiki didn't know. I thought Arcueid mentioned that before. Or maybe Shiki took it as a joke. But, it is called Tsukihime. Damn. Not even a children's book would include a princess this stupidly cheerful and reckless.
いいですか？神祖と呼ばれる吸血種には、使徒たちよりはるかに業の深い吸血衝動がある。神祖たちはもともと人間の血がなくても生存できる。
They're saying that, like, true ancestors don't need blood. They did it. If they decide to suck blood, it's purely out of selfish reasons because they don't need it. And look at what happened. As a result, there are a whole bunch of dead apostles, and they're kind of, trouble. So it's all the true ancestors' fault.
けれど、その誕生にどんな間違いが起こったのか。彼らは唯一の欠点。それが吸血衝動。ただ人間の血が欲しいという思考性です。過去、神祖に襲われればこれに対抗できる人間はいなかった。そして血を吸われた人間は、その時点で人間でなくなってしまう。原因は、生命体としてのスケールの違いとも、彼らが血液を魂として捉えているとも言われています。神祖という強大な生命に血を奪われた時点で、人間は人間ではいられなくなる。 その神祖の分身。平たく言えば、人形になってしまう。仮に、血を吸う側の神祖が、それを望まなくとも。
思い出した。使徒は自分の血を送ることで人間を仲間にするんだっけ。逆に神祖ってやつはただ血を吸うだけで人間を犯すってことですか。
ええ。そして問題は、彼らの吸血衝動には理由がないということです。理由がないから止めようがない。
Yeah, I guess in that case, if Arcueid even tasted or like sucked Shiki's blood, he'd automatically turn into something, an underling. While dead apostles, they have to inject it into other people instead of just sucking someone else's.
神祖という完璧な生命が内包した欠点。死に至る病とでも言えましょうか。彼らは血を吸いたいという衝動を抑えて生きています。それは理性で我慢をするといったレベルの話ではありません。具体的、物理的に彼らは持てるすべての力を使って常に自分自身の欲求を封印している。強大な異能を自身に使うことで彼らは吸血衝動を抑えている。けれどもし何らかの外的要因でその神祖の能力が低下してしまった場合、抑えていた吸血衝動がどうなるかわかりますか？
To translate, what if someone cut her into 17 pieces and took away her the factor she had in her to stop her from wanting to suck blood? Wait, how did you know it was 17 pieces? What happens if an external force causes their power to diminish? Say if someone inflicted a heavy wound and they expended a great deal of their power to recover. What if they were killed in such a degree that reviving took nearly all of their energy that they had? Let's assume Arcueid had 10 units of energy, and let's say that she was using 7 of those 10 units to hold back her urges at all times. If she were to then lose 5 of them, that'll leave her with just 5 units to hold back 7 units worth of desires. That's not enough. What would she take in to make up for that deficit?
その衝動とやらを抑えられなくなった神祖はどうなるんですか？
もちろん人の血を吸います。その後には何もありません。
It's over.
一度衝動に負けた神祖は、あとは落ちていくだけです。一度血の味を知った神祖は、その衝動による痛みも倍化すると聞きます。結果として、もう二度と吸血衝動をこらえることができなくなる。
A real bad addiction.
神祖は極めて優れた種ですが、吸血衝動を抑えなくてはいけないため、全力を出せません。
I never even thought about that. They're never able to go all out because they always have to save some strength to not drink blood.
ですが落ちた神祖は、もう自らを束縛する必要がない。
Oh, so if they just start drinking blood, they don't have to use those units of energy to stop them from drinking blood because they're just gonna drink blood.
あとはただ、自らの快楽のために、人の血を吸う怪物になる。
I think of how Arcueid looked back then. Her bloodshot eyes. I mean, you can't really see her from that angle, I'm just saying. Her wild and ragged panting. The way her breath burned against my neck.
でも
It has to be a lie. She told me herself she's terrified of drinking blood. Terrified for a good reason. She knows that once she had a taste, she'd never be able to stop.
ただ、かろうじて救いがあるとしたら、衝動は突発的なものだということです。神祖たちは一人だけ、耐えきれなくなった時のためにしもべを用意しておきます。それが、使徒と呼ばれる者たちの始まりですね。
That's why they're called apostles, because they follow the true ancestor. And they're dead. I'm gonna be honest, that naming sense never really made sense to me until just now.
彼らはすでに死んでいる使徒。神祖たちに痛み止めとして生かされていた吸血鬼。 それがこの町に救っている使徒と区分される吸血鬼の始まりです。
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. For a while, I got confused between dead apostles and true ancestors, and after reading some comments, it made a lot more sense to me. But then I got a little bit confused about true ancestors and dead apostle ancestors. But now I kind of get it. So true ancestors are at the top of the food chain. Dead apostles are made by true ancestors, and dead apostle ancestors are just the best dead apostles, I assume.
ですが、アルクエド・ブリュンスタッドにはそのしもべがいない。いえ、今まで必要がなかっただけですね。神祖の中でも特別だった彼女は、自らの意志だけで吸血衝動を抑えられていた。ですが、それも昨夜で限界を迎えた。吸血衝動に果てはありませんし、消えることもない。何度も抑えてきた衝動という沈殿物は、そのうち器から溢れてしまう。彼らは長く生きれば生きるほど、自らに抱えた吸血衝動を肥大化させていってしまう。そうして自分の力だけでは抑えきれなくなった時、自らの衝動が自らの能力を超えてしまった時、彼らは同族の手によって命を絶たれます。それが寿命のない彼らにとっての終わりなんです。
Okay, I see. Oh, that's basically eternal suffering. That's awful. They're forced to keep themselves in check, knowing full well what lies in store if they don't. And the second that they slip and reach their limit, they're put down by a friendly face. There's nothing perfect about that. No matter how powerful they are, they're born with the fatal flaw that they can never be cured of.
いや、でもあいつは大丈夫だったよ。昨日だってすぐに元に戻ったんだ。今は俺のせいで力が弱ってるけど、怪我さえ治って力を自由に使えるようになればきっと。
ありえません。だってもともと彼女は限界なんですから。
Okay. Huh, damn.
彼女が誕生したのは12世紀と言われています。
12th century, okay?
いくら実際の活動時間が数年に満たないと言っても、彼女の存在時間そのものは変わらない。長く彼女の中にわだかまった衝動は、じき彼女自身を食い破ります。彼女は、アルクエイドは、もう未来のない命なんです。
Her end is long overdue. Damn. Thump. I kind of wonder why her urges didn't come out earlier and only more recently when Shiki started bleeding. Maybe it's just, the sight of blood that really made it deteriorate faster, but she had a lot less energy after Shiki killed her. But immediately after that, she didn't seem like she wanted his blood. So like, huh? For the first time ever, it's not my anemia making me feel lightheaded. It's the stranger's words. The stranger's words stuck with me with such force that I can hardly see straight. What the hell? So this entire time, Arcueid was out here hunting vampires, even though she knew she was doomed? That doesn't make any sense. It can't be true.
先輩の話は筋が通らない。
Oh, he called her senpai.
だってさ、もう自分がダメだって分かっているやつが、俺たちのためなんかに吸血鬼を退治しに来るわけがない。
彼女が吸血鬼を処理するのは私たちのためではありません。それが彼女の役割だからです。
It's her programming, man. She was born to kill vampires, it seems.
役割って、そんなの誰が決めたんだよ。
彼女以外の神祖たちでしょうね。
I don't actually know other true ancestors.
彼女が生まれた12世紀は最も落ちた神祖がはびこった時代です。神祖たちは落ちた神祖もその神祖がいたずらに増やしていく使徒も放ってはおけなかった。その手段としてただ殺すためだけの それ以外のことを何も必要としない純粋な真相を誕生させ、
Oh, damn.
処刑役にした。
So she was created to essentially correct the true ancestors' mistakes. Ew. That's why she has this very weird relationship with Roa.
それがアルクエイドという真相なんです。彼女はミサイルみたいなもので、ひとたび城から放たれれば最後、標的になった吸血鬼は確実に滅び去ったという話です。
Well, she is very experienced at being a nuke. Another wave of dizziness. Stop. Please stop talking about her like that. She can bleed, she knows pain, she feels pain, and still, she decided to help all of us. She's a kind, soft-hearted person. Quit describing her like she's some kind of weapon.
いえ、兵器なんですよ。
Stop reading my mind.
もともと彼女はそういった意味合いでのみ存在を許されていた。ですから、この町に来てからの彼女はどうかしていたんでしょうね。あんなに話をする彼女を見たのは初めてです。
That means CL has some history with Arcueid then. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it at this point. CL is part of the church. She's an executor for the church. It's not like I've been trying not to say it because technically it's not revealed, but at this point I feel like they give you enough hints to know that she knows something. Previously we've only met her a handful of times, so like there's no concrete proof. But here we know that she is in the know, and the reason why, although it's technically still spoilers, is that she is part of the church. She's an executor. And I don't know why she knows this much, but she seems like she has a history with Arcueid. I don't know much about it since I never really did CL's route, and I don't remember if it was mentioned in the manga. I just remember they were a little bit antagonistic because, you know, vampire and church. But when I first saw the knife thrown in Vlo's battle, I actually had a feeling that it was CL, and I was really hoping to see her. But honestly, and then I thought maybe it was Noelle, but Noelle, when we encountered her, she was like, yeah, oh, wait, what thing are you talking about? So, from what I understand, I think that CL might be Noelle's quote-unquote master or partner, since they come in, you know, pairs. Because those are the only two church people I know before Vlov died. Because the incident with Vlov, I don't think that was a catalyst for drawing these other church people in. Like, I think it was Suo and Mario and that other priest dude. But they came in around that time, while CL and Noelle were already here, as we know for a fact. So, yeah, CL is part of the church. And Arcueid mentioned that she had a really bad relationship with someone in the church. She was like, I really hope I don't see her. It makes me wonder if that person is, well, CL, because Noelle clearly is afraid of Arcueid. She's not strong enough to really be a threat to Arcueid, and Arcueid didn't seem like she really knew her other than her being a nun. Mario introduced himself, so they've never met. So, and like right now, CL's talking about a history that she had with Arcueid. So I think it's very possible that CL was a person who Arcueid met with and has a very bad blood with. Emphasis on blood.
もともと彼女は言葉を口にすることさえなかったのですから。
Huh? Are we talking about the same Arcueid here? The one that never knows when to shut up?
だって彼女は余分なことはしないんです。昔から、もう何百年も昔から、彼女はそうやって生きてきた。あの三冠の古城に生を受けた時から、ずっと、永遠に変わることなく。
Huh. That actually does kind of make sense. Shiki's noted a lot of times that Arcueid is very methodical, she's very plan-oriented, and she's very efficient. And we saw that when we first met her. She tracked him down, cornered him, and basically only talked about what needed to be discussed. Like why, although I mean maybe the priorities were a little bit like arranged, but it was just why did you kill me? Like, or not really why, but like, you know, how do you feel? Because that might affect her judgment. Who Arcueid is, a lot of the stuff was just plainly told to Shiki, although in like a little bit playful manner because she was holding in, bottling a lot of anger that, you know, kind of resulted in that response. But after talking to Shiki for an extended period of time, she really grew to have like a completely different personality. So maybe that small opportunity to talk to Shiki really developed her own personality. Thump. My vision clouds over as the beating of my heart echoes in my ears. Back to memories of Arcueid? Oh, I know what that is! I saw it in her Noble Phantasm. Where is this? I see something that I shouldn't know. A memory I'm not supposed to have. A paradise lost in the mountains. A field composed of dawn in the image of the inner sea. Yes, long-haired Arcueid. At the center of this castle lies a courtyard. Look at her! Damn, she has really long hair. Ooh, I love the blue backgrounds. They're so... It's a very nice shade of blue when it comes in terms of like lighting. Amidst the sea of white flowers stands a lone woman, eyes closed, adrift in dream. You think that color's cyan?
彼女には余分な知識も自由もありませんでした。
No freedom.
倒すべき対象が決定された時だけ外に出される。
Kind of wonder if mentally she's like Shiki's age because like Ciel said, she's only been awake for a handful of years.
その時に応じた知識を教え込まれて確実に敵を処刑できるように。
Damn. Who gives her her targets? Why doesn't she just kill all of them? Why does she have to take a rest and then like come back? Why can't she just kill them all and then go to sleep? There's no one else. No one to talk to. No one to come across.
定められた吸血鬼を殺して帰ってきた彼女は知識を洗い流されて眠りにつかされます。何も知らないまま。吸血鬼を殺すこと以外に意義を持たないよう幽閉される。
Damn, that's a prison. She has nothing. Not the simple joy of meeting someone's gaze. Not the fulfillment of conversation with another. From the start, she was never given any choice in the matter.
彼女の力は落ちた神祖たちさえ滅ぼせるほど強力だった。けれど皮肉ですね。あまりに強大すぎる能力が災いして彼女は神祖の間でも疎まれてしまった。
Man, I'm always really confused about the power scaling in Nasuverse works because, as everyone knows, the power scaling is, oh, you know, it depends on what the writer wants to write about. It's like, you know what, situational stuff, you know, if the plot demands it, then this person is stronger. It's just, I know the mystic eyes of death perception are supposed to be like extremely powerful, but like, man, the fact that Shiki was technically able to kill this being is like, wow. This being that is essentially borderline godly.
姫と称えていながら誰も彼女には近寄らなかった。城を与えられていながら彼女の世界は薄暗い地下室だけだった。だから彼女に感情を与えてくれる者はどこにもいなかった。
Oh, Shiki showed her a lot of affection with his knife.
神祖たちは兵器の手入れをするように彼女を扱った。兵器に余分な機能は必要ないですから。パンを焼く機能も洗濯物を洗ってくれる機能も不要です。
No wonder why her cooking sucked.
そんな余分なものを付属させるならもっと兵器らしい機能を付属させるでしょ。
I was always taught never to allow myself any excess. Her tone was almost sing-song. But that explains why her eyes felt so hollow when she said she could rely only on herself. She's never needed anyone, not that anyone was ever there. She might not even have realized it.
神祖たちが彼女に求めたものは高い殺傷能力だけ。
Kill.
故に彼女は何も知らない。 言葉も感情も存在しない。非人間である使徒より、もっと上のモンスター。生きている意味も意義も、あの生き物には初めから存在しない。
Maybe that was once the case, but every single time I saw her, she seemed so cheerful, always laughing and smiling almost over the most trivial things. So I just assumed that she'd always been like that. What a cruel assumption to make. All along, that girl was actually... Was I really right before? When all this had been so much fun? I never imagined that I could be so happy just being alive. Oh wait, was that Shiki? I forgot. Back then. Oh no. Back then, I couldn't understand what she was going on about. Yet in that twilight classroom, she tried to work through her insecurities with me, her voice hardly above a whisper.
アルクエイドは長く活動しているくせに、生きるという意味合いを私たちより知り得ていない。
The question is still being asked, and I still don't understand why it's 42.
彼女が行動を許されていたのは、活動時間に換算すると、驚くほど短いんです。彼女の生涯は、ほぼ全てが睡眠だった。夢すら見ないようでは、そこに人間性など発生するはずがありません。
Really? Just talking is plenty fun for me. Oh.
そうして、落ちた真相を全て処断した後、彼女が城から出ることはなくなりました。
Oh, that shows how... Yeah. Oh man, this is actually really hitting me in the heart because it really shows, despite all the shit that Shiki has put her through, including, well, killing her, being late, insulting her, standing her up, all this stuff just gave her more emotions, not just, you know, happiness, sadness. It was like the whole bunch. And she kind of appreciates all the time that she spent with Shiki, even if, you know, he was being mean in some of them. And it really shows how much just talking to her really, you know, affected her because she never really had the opportunity to do that. Wow. Oh man.
一応の目的が済んだわけですから、神祖たちも彼女にまともな教育を施そうとしたのでしょうね。けれど、彼女は自由にはなれなかった。本当に些細な間違いで、城に残った神祖たちを皆殺しにしてしまったから。
Damn. Killed the creators. I see. Her entire life, she's been raised to kill vampires, so she dutifully fulfilled her orders until no more remained, including the true ancestors. Until only she was left, and Roa, and Vlov, and yeah, there's still a lot left.
同族であり親である神祖たちを処断した後、彼女は自分から城に閉じこもりました。もう誰もいなくなった神祖たちの城の玉座。城壁から伸びた千の鎖につながれて。
Oh, okay, I'm gonna be honest. One of the images I remember about Arcueid is in that castle that we saw just now, but she's always chained up, and I never really understood it because I thought she was, you know, royalty. I didn't exactly read too clearly when I was younger, and you know, she basically, I knew she was lonely. I knew that she had to hold herself back due to, you know, the urges and whatnot, but I never realized that she was also forced there because, well, due to the circumstance of killing a lot of the true ancestors.
ロアという吸血鬼が転生するたびに眠りから覚めて、
Oh,
わずかな
man.
間だけ活動す
It's
る。
that time of century again. Arcueid, wake up! She lived in such a fixed, preordained world. A world where she never got to speak a single word.
これがアルクエイド・ブリュンスタッドの正体です。
The true nature of Arcueid Brunstad.
彼女は根っからの処刑人。自分を縛っていた神祖たちがいなくなっても、まだ吸血鬼殺しだけを目的にして徘徊している。
Okay, I can see why, like, she has a very confusing relationship with the church. It's because, like, on one hand, like I mentioned way earlier, she could be an incredible asset for the church, help them kill all these vampires. But the church finds it very hard to accept a true ancestor because a true ancestor is responsible for everything that happened. So I guess they appreciate her trying to kill all these vampires, even though it's for her own, goals. But it's also like, man, will she ever become that monster that we need to be killed? That we need to kill? Ooh, any second that would be like a disaster.
彼女にはそれ以外の楽しみがないのでしょう。
You've got it wrong. That isn't what makes her happy. It's more like these shitty movies that she ends up really liking. How didn't I pick this up on this before? She always spoke so cheerfully and smiled so radiantly. If only I looked more closely, I would have noticed. I would have seen just how lonely she'd been up until now. The fun of talking nonsense with someone until you lose all sense of time. The satisfaction you get from spending an entire day doing nothing, which most people take for granted. It's the little things in life, the trivial, everyday moments that make her truly happy.
嘘。
The worst thing is, I don't think she even realizes what a ridiculous and sad life she's been leading. I can't accept this is what her life was like. It's just far too unfair, like some cruel joke.
全部嘘だ。
Back then, I barely scrapped together half an answer. And for the rest of my life, I might find myself pondering that same question. But at the very least, I've figured out what I want to do right now. She doesn't need to find joy from the mundane things in life. All I have to do is make her see that happiness is only a hand's grasp away. Then I'm sure she'd... Okay, that hyphen got my butt clenched because I thought something was gonna happen.
もしもし
Moshi moshi, Shiki-kun. The unfamiliar third year shakes me from my thoughts. This is Shiki Tohno's reality now. And though it took me far too long to get here, I finally managed to clear my head.
私の話聞いてました？
Yeah, I listened to every word, but I'll still make my own decisions.
いや、ごめん。記憶にない。先輩が話してたようにも聞こえたし、他の誰かが話してるようにも聞こえてました。
The girl sighs and nods with a hint of understanding.
つまりですね、彼女は
What I'm trying to say is, I'm best girl now. You should date me.
もういいですよ。アルクエイドが何をしていようが、どんなにめちゃくちゃなやつだろうが、もうどうでもいいんです。そもそもあいつを殺したのは俺なんだし、俺はちゃんと自分のしでかしたことの責任を倍にして返さないと。
I think CL mentioned that, like, she was on her breaking point to make it so that Shiki doesn't feel completely responsible for her turning into this blood-craving monster. I don't know how true that is, but, it could be true, but she's trying to alleviate some of the guilt off Shiki, but Shiki knows the damage he did, and it's quite substantial. Okay. Oh god, CL's like, oh no, he's gonna keep going after her. No, my spotlight's gone. No, I want us to be the heroine. Man. The thing is, like, I guess, okay, so Shiki keeps calling her senpai because she is his senpai. But I was like, if he remembers that, then why can't he recall anything else? And I realized, oh right, they've been calling her a third year, so he knows she's a third year because of her ribbon. So even if he doesn't remember her name or anything about her, he still sees the physical proof that she is his senpai, so we'll keep referring to her as such despite not remembering it. That is the only thing I want to do right now. I don't want her to be alone anymore.
そうですか。ですが、それは本当にあなたが負うべき責任なんですか？
To be honest, it isn't on me, no how much I protest otherwise. Understand why this girl is telling me I should remain impartial. Am I really fighting Arcueid's enemy to save the city? It sounds so nice when it's put like that, but I know that isn't the truth. What I'm actually doing is killing a complete stranger on Arcueid's behalf.
でも
I shifted my gaze up. In front of me are the bouquets of flowers left as an offering to the dead. When I look behind me, the city looks as it always has, alive and well. Ah, a wave of dizziness sweeps over me. It's all so bright. Everything I couldn't save, and everything that she risked her life to protect. A place of happiness that should be cherished and safeguarded above all else. I'm so pathetic.
でも俺にはそういうものと同じぐらい、いやそれ以上にあいつのことが大切なんだ。
Important to me.
あいつが人間なんて気にしない吸血鬼だっていうのなら、俺は吸血鬼なんて気にしない殺人鬼でいい。
I know that's a terrible thing for someone to boldly proclaim. I'd be no different from Vlov or Roa, a disgrace to humanity. So specifically said, I'll become a killer that doesn't care about vampires. So he's basically saying he doesn't want to discriminate between the vampires. He knows that Arcueid's different. So actually, yeah, so he's not gonna like just consider vampires like a completely different species or being, because he knows that they can be different from one another. At least that's what I'm picking up. I don't know if that's what he's actually saying. But if it lets me stay with Arcueid, I'll do it.
呆れました。
Yare yare.
ここまで言っても無駄な人とは思いませんでした。
申し訳ありません。頑固なのは妹譲りらしくて。
Akiha is very stubborn.
妹さんね。まあ、いいですけど。せっかくですから、おまけの忠告です。一度吸血衝動を抑えられなかった真祖は立ち直れない。もし彼女があなたの前に現れたとしたら、それはあなたの血を吸いに来たということです。
I don't doubt that she believes full-heartedly in what she's saying. But what I know about Arcueid is just as true.
そんなことはないですよ。だってあいつはまだ血を吸ってないんだから。
いいえ、ノエルが止めていなければ、あなたは吸われていました。
違う。だって止まったんだ。
Yeah, he's
あ
really
いつは大丈夫だった
optimistic.
んだよ。
He's really optimistic.
誰が邪魔をしなくても結果は変わりはしなかったんだ。
That's right. So far, Arcueid has no L. Okay, no, she has a lot of L's. Either way, you know what I mean. Arcueid would have stopped herself just in time.
つける薬がありませんね。そろそろ飛行機の時間ですので失礼します。うるさい上司が来て左遷されてしまったので。
God damn it, Mario! She walks past me. In the end, we never made eye contact, nor did she ever mention her name. Without another word, she passes me by.
あ、でも一つだけ俺からも質問です。どうして俺だけ先輩を覚えていたんですか？
I may not remember her name anymore, but I definitely remember her. Her legs.
そんなの単に消し忘れただけですよ。
Oh, okay. So CL has the ability to erase people's memory. I did not know that at all.
それもこれでおしまいですけどね。
She really wanted to have one final conversation with Shiki. The flowers sway gently in the breeze. When I turn to look, I see the back of someone who was once my upperclassman, but I remember neither her face nor her name. Her footsteps fade into the distance. With one last bow before the rubble, I head back to where I'm supposed to be. Ooh, that was a really good moment. Because like we rarely see CL in this route. We only see her really in the beginning, but that was when you're still able to get CL points to join her route. But yeah, we finally actually have like a genuine one-on-one. I make my way to the mansion. I decided not to drop by Arcueid's apartment. There's no way she'd be there anyway. Besides, I have other things to attend to. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'll go looking for Arcueid later. I haven't seen Akiha or the twin maids in a while. It's just that last night with Arcueid, or last day, super long. Hisui greets me upon my return.
ただいま。いつもありがとう、翡翠。
I express my sincere gratitude. Hisui's probably been waiting on me every single day. I've been running so ragged that I never paused to consider the problems I've caused for her. So I wanted to come back home before sundown, at least once, to allow her to properly carry out her duties. It's like, whoa, he's responsible. And a normal dinner with Akiha. Aww. So he's just playing his role now, you know, being a good, eldest son of the Tohno family. After eating dinner with Akiha, I headed for my room. At least for tonight. I played the part of the perfect brother. I even managed to hold a decent conversation with Akiha and Kohaku, compared to the usual anyway. You know, we did promise Akiha that if we stayed in our bed that one time to recover, she wouldn't care if we went out, as long as we're better. So I'm just saying. As soon as I get back to my room, I gather up my things. There isn't much, mostly school supplies really. My knife, which I've grown rather fond of, is already safely tucked away in my pocket, so that only leaves my smartphone and the white ribbon. White ribbon? I don't remember when he got that. Why is he packing up? That's really weird. He's planning on leaving? After giving my room a quick clean, I took a deep breath. I didn't think I'd be saying goodbye to a room twice in such a short period of time. I know he's gathered the resolve to help Arcueid, but is he just going to leave the Tohno estate? Okay, I fully intend to return, but I'm covering my bases. It doesn't hurt to show gratitude now, just in case this is a one-way trip. Oh, he's prepared to die. That's what it is. He wants to come back, but he doesn't know if he can, because this is like one of the few times where he's like, yes, I will go and throw my all into this life-threatening situation. I mean, previously, you know, he's been dragged by Arcueid and whatnot, but he's made his resolve to help her, but now he's going all in. He is locked in. I turn off the lights. The clock reads 9:30. It's the perfect time for me to leave the mansion. Ooh, will we run into anyone? No, I think we're gonna successfully leave the mansion. And we're back at the park. It's a little before 10 when I arrive at the park. There's not a single soul to be found. Taking a seat on the bench, I count the ticking of the clock while I wait for Arcueid. For a moment, I consider roaming the city in search for her again. But that would be an exercise in futility. If she wants to avoid me, I won't find her, let alone catch her.
だから、ここでいい。
Is she gonna show up? I don't think so, actually. We did make a promise after all. That we'd meet here. There's still time to fulfill that promise tonight. I won't fail to keep my word again. Aww. And if Arcueid cares enough too, then she'll be here. Having faith and waiting for her is the best thing I can do right now. Wow. He's really committed to this. Time passes. The hands on the clock steadily carve away the hours. Hours, damn. The weight is suffocating. My body can't stand even another second. What am I doing, sitting here like I'm some lawn ornament? I should be out there looking for her. In stark contrast to my body, my mind remains calm. I look up at the night sky and the brilliant moon. I feel like if Arcueid were to like be here, it'd be like on top of that building, like watching to see if Shiki would arrive. I don't think she wants to give herself away. It's awfully quiet. It's as if the world is composed solely of me and her. If I can wait under these circumstances, nothing will deter me. I'll stay as long as it takes. I'll happily suffocate if necessary. The moon was so bright before, but now its gentle glow is fading. It is hiding behind the clouds soon. There's only 3 hours left till dawn. Oh god, he's like, is it like 3 or 4 a.m.? Once the sun rises, it'll all be over. It'd mean that the nights Arcueid and I spent happily hunting down vampires are behind us for good. Not that I can do anything about that now. Yeah, he is relying on Arcueid to take action because he knows that if she doesn't and continues to avoid him, he has no way of catching her. So unless she truly, wants to continue the relationship, Shiki can't really do anything about it other than give her an opportunity for her to. You can actually see it getting brighter too. A pitiful sigh escapes my lips. I'm not sure if I should laugh or just wallow in despair. Either way, there's not much else I can do. I was gonna say, don't you have to wake up for school? Then I remembered, no, it's Saturday. That's when I spot a sliver of white in the shadows. She must believe she's hidden, but she's tragically unsuited for stealth. Can I see anything here? No, I can't.
おい、もう3時だぞ。いつまで待たせるんだ、バカ。
I call out from my spot on the bench. Oh. A surprised gasp betrays her cover. Arcueid reveals herself a few seconds later. She's like a startled rabbit in a snowy field. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Arcueid doesn't say a word. She won't meet my eye or get any closer either.
Arcueid.
I say her name, but she doesn't acknowledge me. It's a struggle to find the words. Everything I thought of earlier vanished the second I saw her. Shit, what can I even say to her to get her smiling again? I'm scared that anything I tell her will only make her more sad. Insult her. I think she might like it. Time feels like it's slowing down, stretching into eternity. Yet the hands of the clock would say hardly a moment has passed. When Arcueid looks up, she flinches like she were looking into a bright light.
シキ、いつまでも帰らないんだもの。放っておけなくて来ちゃったわ。本当はこのまま部屋に帰ろうって思ってたのに。
Her voice trembles a little here and there, but she seems more like her cheerful self from before.
そりゃ帰らないよ。お前はもう会わないとか言ってたけど、それとこれとは別問題だろ。
I don't know what it is, but the more I look at this face, the more derpy it looks to me, which is every time I see this, I start chuckling.
ここで待ち合わせるのが俺たちの約束だ。一緒に吸血鬼を倒してくれるんだろ。
So please, stop looking at me like that. If you don't, I won't be able to refrain from grabbing you with everything I've got. Hopefully not like last time.
信じられない。まだそんなこと言ってるの？
ああ。アルクエイドとの約束は破らないって言っただろ。今夜はまだお前の手助けをしていない。
いいよ。もうそんなのはいいの。シキは一人で帰って。ドアのことなら私が何とかしてみせるから。
いいって。何がいいんだ、アルクエイド。
言うまでもないでしょ。やっぱり私は吸血鬼で、シキは人間だっていうことよ。私はシキに助けてもらう資格なんてなかった。協力なんて求めてはいけなかった。そんなことにも気づかないままで、私はあと少しであなたを台無しにしてしまうところだった。だから。
It's fine, she mutters under her breath. I fight back the urge to yell at her. That ship sailed a long time ago. I knew what I was in for the second I told her I'd help her out. I knew, and I still promised to help. So I refused to let it end like this.
アルクエイド。ここでのことなら気にする必要はないだろう。お前は体が弱ってて、ただ疲れていただけなんだ。俺はバカだからさ。お前の嘘に気づいてやれなかった。お前を苦しめてたのは、体の傷なんかじゃなくて、吸血衝動ってやつだったんだろう。
I do kind of wonder.
俺の血が欲しくて、あんな真似をしたんじゃない。
I wonder if Arcueid has actually fully recovered, because I remember she said if she slept for like 3 days, she would recover at least 30% of her energy, and now it's been a week pretty much. She's still been going through some stuff, been vampire hunting all day, but I wonder if she's recovered like 100% of her power, but the amount of power she has to expend to, resist her urges is, also exponentially increasing. Not exponentially, but like proportionally increasing. And as a result, she still looks injured in fighting, but it's not because she's weak, it's because she has these urges that keep coming up.
あいつら、埋葬期間はいつからそんなにおしゃべりになったのかしらね。
They told me a lot. Arcueid sighs, looking more exhausted than upset.
ああ、話は全部聞いた。全部聞いた上で、はっきり言ってやる。お前には問題なんてないよ、アルクエイド。今は苦しいけど、何日かすれば元に戻るんだろう。なら、気にする必要はない。それにあの夜だって、あんなに苦しそうだったのに、ちゃんと我慢できたじゃないか。だから大丈夫だよ。これからも、今までみたいにやっていける。
Arcueid smiles weak and weary.
式は全然わかってない。無理なのよ。こうなっちゃったら、私は今でも式の血が欲しいと思っているんだから。
思ってるだけだろ。なら、気合い入れて我慢しろ。
Well, if you have urges, fuck him.
今までだって、そうやって頑張ってきたんじゃないのか。
そうよね。今までそうやって自分を抑えてきた。けど、もうダメみたい。私は浅はかで、吸血鬼殺しだけが私の意味なのに、余分なことをたくさんしちゃった。
She's regretting the time she spent with Shiki because if she just killed the vampire earlier, then she wouldn't have these urges. But she spent so much time with Shiki that, time that she could have spent killing vampires.
何も知らなければ、何かを欲しいだなんて思うこともなかった。式なんかに頼らず、自分だけで敵を追っていればよかった。そうすれば、一人で何もかも片付けられたのに。
Damn it. I just don't know how to deal with her. I'm the worst. I'm so mad. It makes me want to cry. You should have done it all alone? I'm not sure if she's lying to herself or just putting on a brave face. But who does she think she's fooling with that miserable expression?
もう頭くれ。いい加減にしろ、この最上級バカ女！
I'm at my limit. I jump up from the bench and yell at her.
最上級？最上級バカって言った今。
Back to this, and then you just hear someone shout in the background, "Guys, it's 3 a.m. Fucking shut up, bro. Have her lovers quarrel somewhere else."
ああ、気に食わなければ惑星級でも銀河級でも何でも付け足してやる。ふざけやがって。何が自分だけで敵を追ってればよかっただ。一人じゃ無理だから。一人じゃできないことがあるって気づいたから、俺に手を貸せって言ったんだろ。なら、最後まで頼れよ。俺が助ける。何があっても、お前が何でも、関係ない。俺は、ずっとお前を、助けるから。
For your own sake.
二度と、もういいなんて、言わないでくれ。
Not when you finally found that little bit of happiness in your life. You can't just give up on it that easily.
シキ、あなた、泣いてるの？
わけないだろ。 なんで俺がお前のために泣かなくちゃいけないんだ。
Baka. And even so, and even if I were, they'd be tears of rage. My emotions must be out of whack from all the nonsense Arcueid keeps sprouting.
もうとにかく吸血鬼探しは続けるからな。ロアとかいうやつを殺せばお前だって休めるんだろ。そうすれば万事解決だ。問題なんて一つもない。
I keep my back to her so that she can't see me tearing off. Oh. Arcueid quietly listens, a terrible calm in her eyes before shaking her head.
でもやっぱりダメなんだ、シキ。あの時シキの首筋に触れた時、シキは私は我慢できていたと言ってくれたけど、私は我慢できなかった。一瞬だけ止まったのはシキが私を怖がったから。
Then I'll keep being afraid of you so you'll keep stopping.
私今まで何人もの人間に怖がられてきた。だから自分に向けられる剣王の念なんてもう何も感じなくなってた。でもおかしいよね。シキが私をそういう風に見るのだけはすごく嫌だったんだ。
She laughs. A dry, forced laugh.
違う。俺は怖がってなんかいない。
I was very scared.
あれはいきなりのことだったから驚いて。
It's a lie. A lie so obvious it wouldn't even fool me. With a pained expression, Arcueid refuses to look me in the eye. Here I go again, ignoring what Master once taught me. If you tell a lie that can't even fool yourself, you'll just hurt the other person.
私が一瞬だけ止まったのはそのせい。シキにそんな目で見られるのが怖かった。この先もあんな目で見られたら私はきっと壊れてしまう。だからシキとはもう会えないって思ったの。それがきっとお互いのためなんだって。待っていてくれてありがとう、シキ。でも待ち合わせはここで終わり。
Don't jump away again.
私たちきっと慣れ合いすぎたのよ。
She turns her back to me, so as to avoid my gaze. She might be right. If we hadn't gone this close, then none of this would have happened. I could have returned to my day-to-day routine, and Arcueid would have just gone back to being alone. Then neither of us would have to worry for the other.
そうだな。本当に慣れ合いすぎた。けど俺はそれでいいと思うよ。だっていつまでも一人きりは寂しいだろ。
Arcueid doesn't answer, but I notice the slightest tremor in her shoulders.
町のことは心配しないで。私は絶対にロアを殺す。相打ちになっても必ず仕留める。だからシキはもういいの。この町はすぐに元の形に戻って、心配するようなことはなくなるから。
Though I can't see her face, her voice still lacks her usual cheer. I can't stand it anymore. I've tried to be mature about this, but even I have my limits.
バカ。俺が心配してんのはそんなことじゃない。
I close in on Arcueid. Is he gonna say it? She looks like she might run away at any moment, so I placed my hand on her shoulder and spun her around before she could find the chance.
シキ。
はっきり言わなくちゃわかんないんなら口にする。
Oh, he's gonna say it.
いいか。俺が手助けをすると言ったのは町を騒がしている吸血鬼を倒すためじゃない。自分が住んでいる町を守るとかそんなご大層な理由なんて本当はなかったんだ。
It was the first time I'm admitting it out loud. All the cards are on the table. What's the truth? Plain and simple.
単純にお前が好きだから、お前の力になりたかったから協力するって言ったんだ。それを今さらなかったことになんてできない。
I say it as it is, and throw my arms around her trembling body. I don't sense any resistance in her voice, but she's stunned, frozen in my embrace.
お前が俺の血を欲しいと思っているのならそれでいい。
The gentle brush of her breath makes my throat size up, seize up.
シキ、 痛い。腕、痛いよ。
Her voice caresses my ear in a way that makes my heart leap.
そんなものホワイトだ。だって
I send a longing glance her way, an illicit confession of a desire best unsaid.
俺だってずっとお前が欲しいって思ってた。こうしている今もアルクエイドの心音を聞いて気が狂いそうなくらい欲情してる。
Thump. My arms are wrapped firmly around her, our chests pressed close. I feel the drumming of her heart.
違うよ、シキ。それはただこの瞬間だけ私に気が触れてるだけだもの。
それでもいい。今アルクエイドを愛してるならそれが塔の式の真実だ。それとも俺のこと嫌いか？
Thump. The sound of my heart thumping, then freezing with trepidation.
ダメ。その質問には答えられない。
My heart stops for just a second, but then, as if sensing my anguish, her arms coil around me. Oh, do we get a hug, CG? She's gentle at first. Then she grips me tighter and tighter. She squeezes me with both arms, holding me just as desperately as I hold her. Oh, the romance finally paid off. The embrace lasts only a moment. I'm not sure who broke away first. I think we both pulled away at the same time, so that we might just look at each so we might look at each other again. Arcueid's eyes are downcast, her cheeks tinted in a deep red. A wave of relief rushes through my veins. He's here. With me. There's no way we'll be torn apart again.
よかった。やっとアルクエイドを捕まえた。正直に言うとずっと怖かった。俺はあの時お前にひどいことをした。ここで約束を守ると信じながらもう会えないとも思ってたんだ。
Her hair sways gently. She raises her head as if to say something, but then lowers it again after meeting my eye, her cheeks even redder than before. Oh, this is really, really cute.
ダメだよ、シキ。あのことは忘れましょうって言ったのに。
Her voice trails off weakly.
Ah.
She's been so concerned about me that she's avoiding what happened in the alley. And here I am still being inconsiderate.
悪い。俺がバカだった。これじゃあお前のこと怒鳴る資格なんかないよな。
そうじゃなくて、責任があるとしたらそれは私の方。だから
Oh, whoops. You can't be serious. You can't make that face and then ask me to forget. If anything, I'll never forget this moment. You must be a devil to ask that. Never mind a vampire.
違うよ。俺が悪いと言ってるのは昨べのことじゃない。俺がバカだって言っているのは忘れるべきことをどうしても忘れられないからだし。
シキ。
今日だって朝からずっとお前のことを考えてた。お前に会えたらなんて謝ってなんて言ったらいいだろうってずっと考えてた。なのにお前に謝りたいと思いながら俺はあの時のことが頭から離れなかった。
You know, this used to be an arrow gay.
もっともっとアルクエイドに触れたいってバカ。
Arcueid looks away. I can barely face her myself, especially after blurring all that out. Still, it was the truth. It wasn't her mystic eyes that enthralled me. Just seeing her drives me crazy, even now. She doesn't respond. Both of us are waiting for the other to break the silence.
本当のことを言えばね。
Her voice is a little shaky. She confesses with the reddened cheeks and a hint of embarrassment in her voice.
私だって忘れられなかったよ。
At last, she meets my eyes. Ah! Oops. Caught up in the moment, I end up hugging her for real hard again. But who can blame me? If I had the wherewithal to hold back after seeing her make that face, I might as well stop calling myself a sentient being. Though I will admit it was a little bit abrupt. Aww.
ごめん。いきなり抱きついた。
I remind myself to restrain the feral beast within. Arcueid giggles softly against my chest. She wraps her arms around my back again, comfortably resting her weight against me.
四季ってすごいね。
Her arms give me a gentle squeeze. The sensation is enough to make me melt.
すごいって具体的には。
すごく乱暴。今まで出会ったどんな人より野蛮で笑っちゃった。
Oh man, I mean, after what happened last night and right now, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm working on it.
でもおかしいね。殺した男と殺された女がこうして抱き合ってるなんて。
Yeah, it's really hard to do stuff after you're killed. I notice that Arcueid trembles as she whispers the words. Could her wounds still hurt? I think it's her
大丈夫
urges.
か、アルクエイド。
多分嬉しいんだと思う。いろんな感情が溢れてきて、体がポワッとして、方が自分のものじゃないみたい。ねえ、四季なら私がどんな顔をしているかわかるかな？
無茶言うな。抱き合ったまま顔を見られるもんか。でも
I adjust my grip slightly, just enough to hold her tight.
でもきっと同じ顔をしていると思う。
Oh man.
俺もさっきから方がバカみたいに緩みっぱなしだ。
Our bodies press together. We share a laugh. A joy far stronger than simply desires floods my chilled body with warmth. Are we gonna guess CG of them hugging? Nope, just the moon.
四季、
She whispers into my ear. A gentle, almost sleepy sound.
私を守ってくれるのなら、今夜は帰ってほしく
Oh.
ない。
Oh. She nuzzles her face into my shoulder. There's only 1 hour left until dawn. When morning comes, our time together will be up. I know how she feels. I can't stand to be apart from her either. Aww. That was wholesome. You know, this might be a weird place to stop, but this episode is going quite a while. So I think I'm gonna stop here since, I mean, if I understand, I think I know what's coming. And I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest and be completely, transparent here. So originally this game was an H game. I'm pretty sure this is probably where that scene comes from. At least I'm pretty sure in the manga it was around this portion of the manga, this portion of the plot. I don't think they would have it in this remake, but I just want to throw that out there that this is probably where they do the thing. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here for today. We had a very, very nice moment with, Arcueid, basically ironing out all the feelings that both of them were having, and it seems like a lot of the stuff is now out in the open. Shiki's not being extremely hiding his real feelings just to be, from embarrassment. Arcueid's being a lot more honest with a lot of the things that she's facing, and it's really nice. It was a very nice romantic scene. But we'll continue on with, maybe potentially more romantic stuff next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!